Could you address the theory of Bitcoin diminishing returns, in particularly diminishing returns versus Bitcoin adoption and supply squeeze? Seems Bitcoin either fizzles out or moons hard in a few cycles. Well, this is an incredible question, but it's also a beefy one. It could be its own video, but I'm going to go through it quick. Okay, there's a couple of things I want to share, and we're going to go out to 2032 on this little journey. First of all, diminishing returns are pretty clear. This is a really cool chart, courtesy of Trading Shot on TradingView. And you can see here, everybody's trying to guess what the next return will be on the next cycle. And as you can see from the first cycle low, offered 300,000%. Second one offered about a 60,900%, I think. Third one about 12,000, 13,000%. So you can see, if you do the simple math, you can calculate that each time there's about 5 times less return as each cycle passes. And that is the whole diminishing returns angle as we go forward. Now, assuming the sequence holds, what does that look like as we play things out over future cycles? So we did that. First of all, if we look at Metcalfe's law, because your question was, what happens if there is a supply squeeze, supply shock, and there is continuous adoption? Well, we have a Metcalfe law for that. And we have a conservative one that we built and we modeled it out into the future, assuming constant adoption of the chain as we go forward. Now, what this looks like, that's the past. This is the future as to how we predict prices of Bitcoin if the trajectory continues, if it follows the line of things like internet adoption, cell phone adoption, etc. This will take us, and again, not hopium, just math, and we do expect it to slow down. But the key takeaway here is if Metcalfe's law holds, the conservative model has Bitcoin reaching 3.4 million by the year 2030. That may seem completely impossible, completely ridiculous, outlandish compared to where we are right now. But anyway, let's go more into what's happening. Again, this is about adoption. It's an arms race. It's game theory, whatever you want to talk about it. But this is a cool tweet that I think is quite relevant from Sofiane Larbi, I hope I got that right, from Stanford. And he said, the intro to cryptocurrencies and blockchain course at Stanford has more students enrolled than the intro to computer science course. And that is staggering. Obviously, Stanford is one of the best computer science courses in the world, but people are more interested in blockchain. That is telling. Therefore, adoption could continue. So let's take a step back and map out what the Bitcoin supply would look like, because not only do we need adoption, but the fixed supply also drives a lot of price action too. So here in 28th November 2012, we had the first big halving, 10.5 million Bitcoin. Then it went to 15.8 million Bitcoin in 2016. Then we had May 2020. All remember that 8 weeks after what happened in March 2020, 18.4 million Bitcoin. The next one, 2024, 19.7 million Bitcoin. We're at about 19.2 million right now. So another 500,000 to go in the next year and a half or so. And the one after that's 2028. We go from 19.7 to 20.3 million. That's 600,000 Bitcoin over 4 years. That's not a lot of mining action. And the only way that this is possible, if there is adoption, price will go up. Again, couple of ifs in there. Now let's look at what Bitcoin diminishing returns looks like per halving. And this is a very interesting one to look at. It's like those percentages I spoke about at the beginning. First halving, second halving, third halving, all big 300,000% return, 60,000% return, 1,200% return. Now, did I get that right? I'm just going from memory here. Then the fourth halving, what'll that be? We shall see. But we do have a model that has an estimate of that. It comes in at, I got to cheat here and look ahead. Go to this slide. I don't want to get the numbers wrong. So there we got the 300,000, 60,000, 12,700%. Now, 2024, we expect, if this pattern continues, 2,600% return. And that'll be a Bitcoin price of 81,858, which again, low ball, considering we went up to 69,000 already. 12,000 more than 69,000 isn't a lot for 2024. But remember, this is heavily sandbagged. And again, heavily reduced. Not only it's actually a linear reduction. And then fifth halving 2028, 518%, take the price to 424,000. And then 2032, 863,000. The visual of that looks like this. And again, numbers go up. Again, heavily sandbagged. So that is what we think could happen. And finally, remember, it is theoretical. If the adoption continues at the current rate, Bitcoin could potentially reach 3.4 million by 2030. And we have a lot of people, even Fidelity, are talking about billions in the year 2037. Many people are talking about 1 million plus by 2030. So we'll see where it goes. But going back to these numbers here, super conservatively, again, you can count on, I think, conservatively, at least heavily sandbagged, 80,000 in 2024. That's a 4.5x from here, and 424,000 in 2028, which is not bad at all. And 2028 is not that far away. So thank you for the great question. I hope that answers it. But we'll do more and analyze things as they go on, and we'll keep the Metcalfe model up to date.